Welcome to the Warsaw Narrative, the first English language podcast dedicated to the history of Warsaw. I would like to thank Michał Wójcik for writing this episode. Michał is a historian and writer known for his non-fiction historical books. The Germans have Faust and the Poles have Master Twardowski. Both men were historical figures who used the same dark magic. Both met a tragic end, and according to legend, they both sold their souls to the devil. Faust, who lived in the 16th century, was an alchemist and a doctor, but he truly became famous for his magic. Twardowski, although he had a typically Polish surname ending in ski, was also German. His real name was Laurentius Dhur, but when he came to Poland, he quickly realized that to make a name for himself, he had to change it. Twardowski became famous for two things. During a séance at the royal castle in Warsaw, he summoned the spirit of the dead queen, and he had a fight with the devil. The first event actually happened. The second, like most legends, is not completely true. But even in that story, there is a grain of truth. In the 16th century, King Zygmunt August, the ruler of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, was not a happy king. He married the emperor's daughter, like his mother told him, but he didn't love her. The king felt most at home far from the royal court, and it was there where he met the beautiful Barbara, daughter of the very wealthy Radziwiłł family. And even though he didn't have the approval of his family, his advisors, or the court, he married her. Unfortunately, Barbara died soon after, and the king became deeply depressed. Help came from the king's secretary, Jerzy Mniszek, who told the king he knew a certain magician who could perform miracles. The king ordered the magician summoned, and it turned out to be Twardowski. They made a deal. Twardowski would show the king the spirit of his dead wife, but warned that the spirit couldn't be touched. The king agreed, anything to see his beloved wife. But let's go back to Jerzy Mniszek, who didn't believe in magic. Apart from Twardowski, he also invited a woman who looked a lot like the dead queen. The séance took place on January 7th, 1569 in Warsaw's royal castle, and when Master Twardowski began his hocus pocus, Mniszek simply pushed the woman into the royal chamber. When the king saw his wife's double, he was overcome with emotion. After the séance, he demanded another, and then another. Over time, there were so many of these close encounters that his advisors finally decided to tell him the truth. The spirit was a flesh and blood woman called Barbara Giżanka. And then a miracle happened. The king was fine with it. For the next 2 years, until his death, the king lived with her and died loved. And what about Twardowski and the devil? Twardowski really did have a fight with several devils for his life, but these devils were assassins sent by Jerzy Mniszek. After the king's death, Twardowski became an inconvenient witness and had to be silenced. Like true devils, the assassins sent Twardowski to the afterlife. Thank you for listening, and take care.